Nation. Coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Ubong Usoro. A quick reminder, Global Television is on DSTV channels 365 and Star Times 276. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has tasked the Nigerian military with protecting the nation's economic interests from disruptive activities of terrorists. Represented by President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, at the combined passing out parade of cadets of the Nigerian Defense Academy NDA Kaduna, the President stressed that the armed forces must confront insurgency to prevent economic collapse while revitalizing capacity and ensuring national security. Congratulated 472 newly commissioned cadets, commended the NDA's technological innovation in training, and urged the graduates to demonstrate courage and upheld military virtues. The Nigerian Railway Corporation has announced plans to restart the Abuja-Kaduna passenger train service this week, following completion of track repairs and safety checks at Asham. In a statement signed by its spokesperson Callistus Uyomadu, the NCR said refunds have been processed for most passengers affected by last month's derailment and assured that welfare, safety, comfort remains top priorities. The corporation also expressed gratitude to the Ministry of Transportation, security agencies and other stakeholders while promising to announce official resumption schedule in the coming days. Governor Umaru Bago of Niger State has showcased a 30-year development agenda at the United Nations General Assembly during the inaugural Niger Day, drawing investors, policymakers, and diaspora stakeholders. According to the Niger Secretariat, the vision is anchored on the 4 pillars: improve livelihoods, sustainable economy, urban-rural transformation, and good governance, with MOUs signed on agriculture, youth empowerment, and healthcare to drive implementation. The governor joined Nigeria's delegation, led by Vice President Kashim Shettima, using the platform to woo investors and highlight opportunities in trade, technology, and cultural exchange. Healthcare services in Zamfara State have been disrupted as nurses and midwives down tools, beginning a 6-day warning strike over unresolved salary dispute with the state government. Mukhtar Kasim tells us more.
The industrial action, which affects all state-owned general hospitals, is spearheaded by the Zamfara State chapter of the National Association of Nurses and Midwives. Chairman of the union, Sani Shehu, explained that while the state government approved a new salary structure for doctors under the Consolidated Medical Salary Structure in June, it neglected to implement the equivalent Consolidated Health Salary Structure for nurses and midwives. He laments that the union made several appeals and held talks with the government up until August without success.
The expiration of our ultimatum is yesterday by 12 midnight Friday. I try myself to engage some members of the committee, but all full of abortive. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we have no option rather than to continue with our suspended ongoing nurses strike.
Earlier this month, the union embarked on a 7-day warning strike, which was suspended after 24 hours following government intervention. The union warns that if their demands are not met by the end of the warning strike, they will embark on an indefinite industrial action.
If the demands are met or not met, according to our own constitution, we are coming back to start to what I can say, to plan again, because the next one is independent strike.
For now, patients in some public hospitals may have to brace up for longer waits and possible service disruptions. Mukhtar Kasim, reporting for Global Television News.
Another development, 1,000 women in Benue State have received cash and empowerment kits under the Renewed Hope initiative of Nigeria's First Lady Senator Oluremi Tinubu. The program was held at the Benue Fertilizer and Chemical Company in Makurdi. Felicity Ndere reports.
The Renewed Hope initiative of wife of the president, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, has again reached women in Benue State with support aimed at strengthening small businesses and promoting self-reliance.
500 women from each of the 36 states and the FCT will be receiving 50,000 naira each to strengthen and recapitalize their existing small businesses.
Through her state coordinator, Scholastica Bemsor, the First Lady explained that the program provides recapitalization grants and empowerment kits to women, recognizing their key role in nation building.
Similarly, women's empowerment is central to achieving all the SDGs, especially SDG 5, on achieving gender equality and empower all women and girls, and SDG 8 on decent work and economic growth, which are both relevant to what we are doing here today.
She added that the initiative built on the partnership between the Renewed Hope Initiative and the Tony Elumelu Foundation to support women, traders and small-scale entrepreneurs.
I thank the Tony Elumelu Foundation, who donated 1 billion naira to the Renewed Hope Initiative to directly support 18,500 women across the nation.
Stakeholders at the event also applauded the effort, describing it as a boost to the state's economy.
You know, when the family is empowered, there will be family security. And when there's family security, the multiplier effect will be that there will be peace all over Nigeria. So please, my dear sisters, my dear mothers, utilize it very well, this opportunity that Her Excellency, the Mother of the Nation, has given to you today.
When you train a woman, you train a nation. And by giving assistance to empower women of Benue State, the federal government is by extension telling us that they are facing Benue women squarely and ensuring that they will do well so that all our children will be employed, all our children will go to school, all our children will have skills that they can use.
This is very big for me. I'm going to use it to start a small business, and I believe that it's going to help me and help other women too. I'm really excited. I have an existing business. I like to this money for.
500 women received 50,000 naira each, while another 500 got items such as freezers, gas cookers with ovens, generators and grinding machines to start or expand their businesses. In Makudi, Felicity Ndere, reporting for Global TV News.
Thank you very much, Felicity, for that report. Medical tourism continues to drain Nigeria's economy and weakens its health system, as thousands of citizens travel abroad for treatments that could be available at home. With better investment in the sector, our correspondent Zara Nazi takes a closer look at the rising trend of medical tourism and its impacts on the Nigeria's healthcare and economy.
What was once the preserve of people from less developed nations seeking advanced treatment in foreign hospitals has now become a common practice among Nigerians across different income levels. Experts say the trend underscores the weakness of Nigeria's healthcare delivery system, noting that it does not only drain foreign exchange but also exposes patients to risks such as foreign infections and unregulated standards of care. Observation shows that many Nigerians have more confidence in seeking medical treatment abroad than within their own country. Some citizens argue that the persistent decay in local health infrastructure is the reason medical tourism has become inevitable for those who can afford it.
Our health sector is in comatose because everything in Nigeria health sector, for me, I don't think is working.
Okay, on that note, I think they feel like Nigerian doctors, they are not really professional, unlike outside medical personnel. And again, their facilities is more advanced than Nigerian facilities.
Hassan Yola Hassan recounts his journey from Nigeria to Egypt for medical treatment, explaining how he regained his health after procedures he could not access at home.
We don't have facilities here. We don't have medical facilities here. That's why our health institution is very poor and so on. That's why even me, I was in Egypt the last 2 years for medical tourism. go and treat myself there. Because I spent about 5 to 10 years here without getting a good treatment.
Medical experts emphasize that Nigeria must urgently invest in modern facilities, train personnel, and strengthen regulations to curb dependence on foreign hospitals. They warn that without deliberate reforms, medical tourism will continue to undermine Nigeria's economy and health care system. Zahra Nasir, reporting for Global TV News.
Imo State's Governor, Hope Uzodinma, has restated his commitment to strengthening all arms of government. The governor gave the assurance in Owerri during the swearing-in of new judicial officers and unveiling of a new ministry. Our correspondent, Amarachi Ibe, brings the reports.
The governor, who authored the compilation with his team, explained that the book, A Decade of Impactful Progressive Governance in Nigeria, highlights where the APC met Nigeria in 2015 and the progress achieved over the past decade.
The compilation was authored by me and my team, and it will be presented to the public on 30th of this month. And the Imo will be playing host to the national leadership of our great party. And the chief guest of honor will be Mr. President himself. All the past national chairmen of our great party will be in attendance. Members of Progressive Governors Forum will be in attendance.
He announced that Imo State will host the national leadership of the APC on 30th of this month, with President Bola Tinubu as the chief guest of honor. Past national chairmen of the party and members of the Progressive Governors Forum are also expected at the event. Governor Uzodinma further pointed out that other projects to be commissioned by the president include the Owerri-Mbise Road, Owerri-Okigwe Road, and a new flyover at Asanta Cathedral, designed to end years of traffic congestion.
One of the significant things that happened in Imo State was the huge infrastructural gap we met on ground. We've been able to close the gap to some reasonable extent, among which is an international conference center that is capable of hosting the world. And we'll be playing host for the first time with that facility on 30th of this month. So I've gone around to see the extent of completion of work in some of these facilities. I'm impressed and happy with the contractors, the work they have done so far.
For Governor Hope Uzodinma, the APC's decade in power is a testimony of progress, unity, and commitment to the Nigerian people. From Owerri, Amarachi Ibe, reporting for Global TV News.
Also, Governor Hope Uzodinma is to unveil a special compendium titled A Decade of Impactful Progressive Governance in Nigeria, documenting 10 years of all Progressive Congress leadership. The governor made this known in Owerri, Imo State, while inspecting some of the projects set for commissioning. Said the unveiling will be part of the party's anniversary. Our correspondent, Amarachi, tells us more. Police Command has confirmed the abduction of 12 passengers from a Big Joe Venture bus on Friday, but said 8 of them have been rescued. Police spokesperson SP William Aya explained that security operatives, including the military and vigilantes, swiftly pursued the kidnappers after the incident, freeing the victims, including the driver. He added that efforts are ongoing to rescue the remaining 4 captives and arrest those behind the attack. The FCT Police Command says it has arrested 11 suspected drug dealers and seized 68 bags of cannabis in coordinated raids across black spots in Abuja. In a statement by police spokesperson SP Josephine Ade, the command noted that the operation was carried out by the Anti-Narcotic Unit as part of a wider crackdown on drug trafficking and related crimes. The command assured that it remained committed to intensifying the war on drugs while calling on residents to support security agencies with timely information. You're watching the live broadcast of Midday News. When Midday News returns, United Nations reimposes sanctions on Iran nearly decades after nuclear deal. Details coming shortly, plus business and sports stories. On the other side of this break, please stay with us. The World Bank is expected to approve two major loans worth $750 million for Nigeria on September 30th, aimed at strengthening health security and boosting digital infrastructure. The package includes a $500 million facility for the bridge project to expand broadband access and $250 million loan under the Health Security Program to enhance Nigeria's pandemic response capacity. Both projects currently in the World Bank pipeline are seen as critical to Nigeria's economic diversification and resilience agenda. Nigeria has secured fresh funding commitment from the African Development Bank to expand Special Agro-Industrial Processing Zones Initiative. Vice President Kashim Shettima meeting FDP President Sisi Owota in New York pushed for support to scale the program from the 8 pilot states to 24 others, while thanking the bank for earlier $300 million backing. The initiative is designed to drive inclusive agro-industrial growth, diversify exports, and provide climate-resilient infrastructure across the country. Must continue in national interest. On the foreign scene, Guinea's ruling junta has announced December 28 as the date for the country's long-awaited presidential elections, following the approval of a new constitution. The announcement comes despite opposition boycott on an earlier transition promise. United Nations Rights Chief Volker Turk urged the lifting of a political restriction and warned against the rising rise of abuses in the country. The United Nations has reactivated sanctions on Iran after European powers accused Tehran of escalating its nuclear program and halting inspections. The so-called snapback mechanism followed bombing of Iranian nuclear sites in June by the US and Israel, raising fresh tensions around the defunct 2015 nuclear deal. Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian condemned the sanctions as unfair, even as critics question whether they will meaningfully halt Tehran's nuclear advances. Ukraine says Russia launched hundreds of missiles and drones overnight, wounding at least 10 people and prompting Poland to scramble jets to protect its airspace. The attack sites homes ablaze in Kyiv and injured residents in Zaporizhia as officials accuse Moscow of waging a war against civilians. The strikes come days after Ukraine confirmed receiving a US-made Patriot defense system from Israel to counter Russian assaults. Now to sports. Nigeria's Falconets have booked their spot in the third round of the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup qualifiers with a 4-0 win over Rwanda in Ibadan, sailing a 5-0 aggregate triumph. Precious Oscar, Teminu Adeshina, Janet Akomofio, Alaba Obiye were on target in a dominant performance that underlined Nigeria's pedigree at youth level. The Falconets will face either Senegal or Australia in the next round as they continue their pursuit of another World Cup appearance. Also in sports, Nigeria's Golden Eaglets have reached the semi-finals of the WAFU B Under-17 tournament after a goalless draw with Burkina Faso in Yamoussoukro. The result ensured Manu Gaba's boys topped Group B on goal difference after beating Benin Republic 4-1, setting up a semi-final clash with rivals Ghana. Despite missed chances, the team's defense solidity and technical discipline saw them advance with confidence into the knockout stage. Rivers United will host Les Alou do Congo in Uyo today in the decisive CAF Championship League preliminary round features after a goalless first draw in Katsiaka. Coach Finidi George says the team have worked on strategies to exploit weaknesses in their opponents while dismissing pressures and urging fans to rally behind the players. A win would advance Rivers United into the next round and reinforce Nigeria's continental ambition following Remo Stars' progression last week. And that's it on Midday News. A quick reminder, Global TV is on DSTV channels 365 and Star Times 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms now showing on your screen using @Global TV NG. I am Ubong Usoro. Bye for now.